Wow. Yeah, that is pretty awesome.
And then the total
This is
cost
Caleb
every
here
day.
going through his
Who's the
explanation. I should
what's
probably
missing?
tell you what this is. This is the Center for Political Innovation, and last night at during this conference, they had the End the Wars, Rebuild America. We need a government of action to fight for working families event. It was really awesome. I actually, it was not far from where I live. So I drove out and I went to this event. I had not joined the group yet, and I really wanted to meet them. I've read the materials I've talked about on this channel. I've read a couple of Caleb Maupin's books, and I've interacted with them, but I've never actually met any of them in person. So I went to this event and I was really impressed. I was impressed. First of all, it was just a good atmosphere, good energy, good vibes. Everybody's very friendly. They had a lot of different people there. Other people you might recognize from the YouTube sphere. Garland Nixon, he was a really nice guy. Um, I I had to shake his hand just because he was like sitting 10 feet behind me, and he was eating and talking with a buddy of his, and I didn't want to pass up the opportunity to talk. So I got to shake his hand, talk for a few minutes. He was a really nice guy. But obviously not just him, just a lot of people. There was a representative who ran for Senate in New Jersey from the Green Party who was there. Lovely young lady, um, Miss Khalil. She spoke. She actually got an award along with a couple of other people. Um, I think I want to say Angela Davis. I might be missing her first name. But the point is, it was really just a wonderful event. And as you heard in that song, there was a gentleman who, there were a couple of musical performances. This gentleman had a great voice, and, it's just awesome that he shared that with the group. I would say, like I've said on this channel before, the Center for Political Innovation, it's a think tank. It's not a political party, so they're not running for Congress. They're a think tank, and that's the best way I could describe it. Obviously founded and built by Mr. Caleb Maupin, who, besides being the founder of CPI, is also a journalist. He works for Russia Today, RT. He's an American correspondent for them, travels the world. Been to Russia and Iran and many other places. Besides that, he's also an activist himself, and that I guess that spurned his interest in wanting to build a group. And he has a YouTube channel, and he's on X, and really what he's doing is he's expanding upon some of the stuff that he writes about. He's expanding upon that by building a movement, and his movement is centered around the Center for Political Innovation. Um, and it was just a wonderful event. You've seen this if you've seen his channel before. This is him breaking down on the whiteboard the tendency of the falling rate of profit. And I actually had the privilege of not only talking to him, but not only talking to him, but sitting down and eating next to him and just getting to be around him. And, he's a very genuine, nice guy. And we're actually about the same age. I'm very impressed with his work. I've joked with him before on his stream that I actually worked across the street from where Zuccotti Park was, down at the Brown Brothers Harriman building, which is interesting because I was there when he was doing the Occupy Wall Street protests, and life is funny because it's taken us in different directions. He's lived his life through activism, and I have not. But this channel is an expression of myself, so I guess this is an expression of some of that's inside of me. And I think a lot of us out there, I think we need more of a valet service for activism, because let's be honest, a lot of us are not going to be able to protest. A lot of us are not going to be able to contribute to the movement in the same way that Caleb and some of his frontline leaders of this innovationist group will be doing. Some of us have different responsibilities. We're in different positions in life, and some of us don't have the freedom to do that. And I can go into more detail about that later. But the point is that some of us, with our careers and our responsibilities, this is not going to be our arena. But that doesn't mean we can't contribute and we can't help and we can't support. Um, my way of doing that is partially through this. It's through being a part of, or having this channel and talking about innovationism. You can see here, build the peace bridge. This was one of the center points. You see on the screen here, they have the we support peace talks. This was between Trump and Putin. This was before. Build the peace bridge. The idea of building a bridge or a tunnel between the Bering Strait that connects Russia and Alaska. Believe it or not, we are neighbors with Russia, and then obviously this was the main banner for the show and or for the event. And then next to that, you have this gentleman here. By the way, I told him afterwards he's an unsung hero. He's not going to be remembered because he's behind the camera the whole time. But I actually randomly got him in this picture by accident. I hope he didn't mind that. But this guy, he did a great job, covering the whole event. And credit to him. And look at this. I mean, this is just cool stuff. Abraham Traore, they actually were giving out a book that was written by another member of the group under the Center for Political Innovation, but her name is Penny Arcos. If you ever go on Caleb Maupin's YouTube streams, you'll probably hear her name. She submits a lot of material, and she's an active member of the group. But Africa's Flame, The Rise of Ibrahim Traore, that's actually a book that she wrote for the Center for Political Innovation. They were giving that out. So I was able to donate and pick up a copy of that. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, it was just really an awesome event and just great vibes, a lot of great people, intelligent people, and and I'm happy to say that after experiencing that event, then I went ahead and signed up and joined. And I recommend anybody to go ahead and do that. Doesn't matter what political party you're in, doesn't matter what other work you do. Um, you know, it's about support, it's about being a part of the movement. They're not trying to shape your political ideology, they're just trying to do some good work. I think that's awesome. And I'm going to make suggestions at the weekly meetings about what I think we can do as a group. Or at least make suggestions as to what I think needs to be aspired to. Right, I just said, I think there needs to be like a valet activism, like a valet charity, valet protest, valet organizing. Um, Not necessarily that's going to lead the way, but stuff that can contribute, because there's this huge segment of the population that agrees, but they have no channel to be able to contribute. It's just wasted potential. And I'm going to think how to make that happen and try to help. But I've also added myself to the TikTok sphere. I've never really messed around with TikTok that much, but I'm gonna do it because I need to make some more concise videos to try to reach out and make my points, and try to send that good energy out to the world. And a lot of people that don't necessarily go on X or even YouTube, that I think this will be helpful for. So yeah, that's really the point of this video. I just wanted to point that out. I joined the Center for Political Innovation. Um, and this is Robert. I went out. I met a lot of you last night. So yeah, this is Robert from New Jersey, Center for Political Innovation. I joined. I'll be coming to the meetings and hopefully seeing you guys very soon and making more material in between work. And I just want to thank everybody for an awesome night. And it was very informative. A lot of wonderful people there and good energy. And send the thanks and appreciation out to Caleb and the whole team. And I'm just very happy to join, and hopefully I can help. I can help him. Hopefully, in my own way, I can really contribute and just help build a nice movement for the future of this country and betterment of the world. So there you go. That's my rant, and I'll be coming back on in a few minutes, and I'll be doing another video unrelated to this, just about some other topics that I see in the sphere. But thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it.